And we're back for another experiment. If you haven't seen my stout mixing video, go check that out. I plan on doing another one. Those were just stouts I had that I really liked. Then after the fact, I realized I had 2 milk stouts and 2 chocolate stouts, and it was kind of maybe it might have threw it off a little bit. So next time I'll get some just random other stouts. But now I'm doing the one with the IPAs. I didn't get a Santa Fe Brewing Company's Happy Camper because they didn't have any on singles, and plus I don't know if anybody can really get it, but I got some ones that are by some breweries that are more than likely in your area, like the Bridgeport Hop Czar. This is without a doubt the strongest, most aggressive IPA I've ever had. One of my personal favorites, the IPA Giacomo, I don't know how you say it, their IPA, Left Hand Brewing Company's 400-pound monkey. And then Sierra Nevada's Torpedo, the extra IPA. All these, besides the Hop Czar, I think the second time we gave it a better score, but all of them I did give either like between an 8 to a 10 on a score. And as usual, we're doing 2 shot glasses of each when I do the mixing. That's 2 ounces per glass. Alright, let's got my little list, and there's the list I did from the stouts. So this is the other side, the 400-pound monkey and the Hop Czar. Let's see. I'm going to be mixing these up down here on the floor, so you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll be mixing them. I think overall these will have more alcohol compared to the stouts. Like the Hop Czar is 6.5. The 400-pound monkey is 6.8. The IPA is 6.5, and Sierra Nevada is 7.2. Alright. There you go. Kind of a tangerine looking color. Kind of actually, if you ever busted open a glow stick, got that little neon color to it. That does smell rather nice. Really, that's kind of like a tangerine to a grapefruit. That's good. Yeah, the Hop Czar is really toned down. Nice dry, really dry bitter. Right towards the very end, but it's pretty much gone now. Up front, I'd say that's more towards the piney. I'm not really getting the grapefruit to tangerine flavor like I was with the smell. Now, if I could find an IPA like this, this would be a great drinker. Not getting a heavy alcohol flavor or anything like that. Kind of light to medium on the mouthfeel. Yes, I would definitely do this that mix again. I'll go ahead and give it a yes with the exclamation point. Alright. A 400-pound monkey and a torpedo. Beetle really doesn't have much of a smell through the bottle. That's actually a little darker. Doesn't quite have the fluorescent kind of look to it. No carbonation. There's a lot less smell with this one. Kind of non-existent really for an IPA. Yeah. Yeah, that's very light on the flavor. Very light. This would be a great mix to introduce somebody to IPAs with, if they did have a beer that tasted similar to this. Very light on the mouthfeel. It's almost watery. It's kind of lacking on any sort of hops distinguishing sort of flavor, but it does have the slight bitterness towards the end. This would be a good beer to drink with pizza if you're not wanting to overshadow any sort of seasoning. Like if you're eating a pizza with a bunch of like bacon, sausage, if you're not wanting to get rid of that flavor, but you're wanting a little bitterness to kind of go with it, this would be a good mix. It's okay. It's kind of, like I said, lacking in the flavor, but it's good nonetheless. Mix it again. Probably not, but I'll just go ahead and say it's okay. Alright, now the 400-pound monkey and the IPA. The IPA is a lot darker than the rest of them. The head's kind of a cream color. It's got some good alcohol action going on. It actually has kind of a in between a lager and like a bock. Yeah, leaning more towards a bock color. A lot of head out of this one though. Yeah, that IPA is really shining through on this one. More towards like a tangerine, not quite grapefruit. Doesn't really smell that bitter. Another good one. No bitter aftertaste whatsoever. Yeah, none. Maybe on the very back of the tongue slightly, but that's about it. I'm not getting any sort of prickliness from the carbonation. The carbonation's pretty much gone now. If you swish it, you do kind of get it. That's more towards, I'd say it's more towards the pine, more so than the 400-pound monkey and the hops are actually. This isn't too bad. I don't know what this would be good with food. This would be a good beer to just sit back and drink quite a few of them. Even though at 6% plus, you're gonna be feeling it probably after about the second glass. these IPA experiments are a little more forgiving. Yeah, I'd say that's a good mix. I'll just go ahead and give it a regular yes. And we are now 3 out of 7 mixes through this. Alright, the Hop Czar and the Torpedo. So we got the most aggressive and probably the third most aggressive going into the same glass. Air conditioner kicked on. Alrighty. Once again, off-white to tannish head. Kind of murky. Here's your color. Kind of murky and golden. Whew. Kind of has a cat urine kind of smell to it. Oh man, that does smell like cat piss. Slight pine and cat piss. Yeah, that's the roughest one so far. Not quite as bad as straight up Hop Czar. Extra dry bitter up front. That's pretty hard on the pine side. If you got something with a lot of garlic, I think this would be awesome with it. Maybe some, I don't know, some extra cheesy. If you put a lot of Parmesan or cheddar or some, you know, something cheesy, I think this would be good with it. Cheese breadsticks. I guarantee you, this would pair awesome with cheese breadsticks. Get you a family order of that Pizza Hut cheese breadsticks. This would be amazing with it. I guarantee you. I actually kind of like this. I'm gonna give it a yes. But if you're not into hoppy beers or anything like that, this is probably gonna make you throw up. But I definitely do appreciate something like this though. Yep, I really do like this. So just a regular yes on this one. Great with, like I said, cheese breadsticks. And the Hop Czar and the Abita. First and second most aggressive on the hop flavor. Whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. And with all these being 6% plus, and I've had pretty much 2 of them, start to fill it. Lots of head. Murky copper golden color, something like that. You get the tan. It's tan on to me, but to the screen it looks like it's kind of off-white. It's a bad thing about IPAs, you start burping quite a bit. That is... And I am dead serious. It smells like you just cut down like a pine tree. That's what it straight up smells like. So if you like that pine smell, you cannot go wrong with this. Now let's get into the flavor. The flavor is not quite as rough as the smell. I'd say after about 5 or 6, maybe 7 seconds, that hot bitterness is gone, and it's minimal, minimal to medium. And you get a taste of the alcohol, not quite that bad, but then it goes right back into the dry. Yeah, this is extra dry. Right up front. I'd say it's low to medium on the pine side. It's not quite as rough as what it smells like. I definitely like that transition it does, though. I'll break it down for you again. Medium pine, slight to medium bitterness, still there. Alcohol, not too bad. Still bitter. Then it hits pretty good on the bitter, and the aftertaste is nothing but steady line bitter, but not hardcore bitter. It leaves you dry, which means there's only one way to fix that. Well, I really like the transition to this. And you're sitting at 6.5 and 6.5, so you're stuck at that 6.5%. And if you really like just admiring the way it goes from stage to stage, this would be probably a good sessionable. You know, you use sessionable in a 4 to 5% kind of category. But if you can enjoy it through those stages for each sip, it's going to be pretty good. If I was to sit around and have a good bullshit beer or mix like this, I could probably make probably 3 of each last a good couple hours. Wow, because that dry bitter just sticks with you. I'm still feeling it pretty good, but it doesn't leave you too bitter like you're chewing on cotton. Wow. I'm gonna probably have to give this two exclamation points, because this is. Wow. If I could find an IPA like this, I would get it all the time. I do like that very much. So yes, exclamation point on the Hop Czar and Abita. All right, Torpedo and Abita. So the third most aggressive was the Torpedo, and now the second most aggressive is the IPA. Alright. As usual, the carbonation comes and goes. They're all pretty much sitting about the same color. Dark copper to kind of a extra dark golden, and the head is tan. Not a whole lot on the smell. Of course, I'm kind of dipping pretty deep into this, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'd say you do smell the bitterness. Alright. Now that is a new one. Very thin. Kind of a sweeter pine. The bitterness is there from the beginning, then it kind of intensifies towards the end. I'd say after 15 seconds or so, it's gone. Yeah. I'm not quite a fan of this one, because I don't know, the way it feels is kind of really watery. Like it's thinner than water. I'd say it's more towards the pine. About 4 seconds after you swallow it, it's just hardcore bitter. The alcohol presence seems to be a little higher. Yeah, the alcohol presence is highest out of all the mixes so far. I'm not really a fan of that. Dump that out. And that leaves a lot of foam. I'll have to say no on that one. I'm not really a huge fan of the Torpedo and the IPA. One last one. All four. And as you can tell, we're coming to a close on these, so I'll just go ahead and do one shot of each. Torpedo, the IPA, Hop Czar, and the 400-pound monkey. And there goes the carbonation. As always, the tan off-white head. Has a really sweet smell. More towards the pine as usual. Sorry. get into it. That is the weakest flavor so far. Yep. Really thin, very minimal pine. The pine sticks with you the whole way. Hardly any bitter, no alcohol. Pine's still there. Getting more and more dry. Almost unbearable dry. Yeah. So if you like the dry mouthfeel and pine, this is for you. This is a no. That just leaves you really, this is the most driest so far. No. That is a no exclamation point. Too dry. Alright. So as you can tell, they're all sitting right here, and I've had a good amount of alcohol so far in the past probably 20 minutes. All four, I do give it a no exclamation point because that's just way too dry. So there you go. There's your list as follows. Definitely do try the Hop Czar and Abita together, half and half, or the 400-pound monkey and Hop Czar half and half. That Hop Czar is just the aggressiveness of it is guaranteed to make any other IPA one notch higher on that scale. So the Burger King with the artichoke on the stick, he definitely does help you out. So I'm on this video saying thanks for watching. I'm gonna turn this off and go to bed pretty soon because I got one more night of work. I'm on vacation and I've worked. This is my 5th night of work because I am buying one more gun, and you'll be seeing what that is in a few weeks. Appreciate it.